All right, let's jump right into a really popular idea that's been making the rounds online. It's this claim, right? That you can actually make some serious cash using nothing but free AI tools. So today, we're going to break down the actual strategies behind that claim and figure out what it really takes to turn these incredible tools into a real source of income. And the magic number you always hear? It's $100 a day. That's the goal. It's not some vague idea, it's a real tangible number. So let's dig into the system that's supposed to get you there.
And here's the best part. What makes this whole thing so appealing? It's super accessible. We're talking about using only free AI tools. That means you don't have to shell out any cash to get started. Plus, the promise is that you don't need any special experience. No coding, no design background, none of that. It's meant to be for everyone. Okay, but that's the big question, right? Where on earth do you even start? The whole AI world is huge, and honestly, it can feel pretty overwhelming. But don't you worry, that's exactly why we're here. We're going to cut through all that noise and lay out a clear step-by-step roadmap for you. So everything really kicks off with understanding that there are two main paths you can go down. Think of it like your first big choice in this whole adventure. You can either use AI to offer services to people, or you can use it to build your own assets. Let's break down what that actually means.
Right, so you've got these two forks in the road. On one side, you have AI-powered services. This is your active income route. You're basically becoming a freelancer on steroids, using AI to do work for clients. The other path is creating AI-powered assets. This is all about building something once that can make you money over and over again, passive income. It's that classic question, you know? Do you want to be the one doing the work, or do you want to build the machine that does the work for you? Okay, let's dive into that first path, AI-powered services. This is all about becoming that super efficient AI-powered freelancer. You're not trying to invent some brand new service. Nope. You're just taking things that businesses and people are already paying for and using AI to do them way faster and better than ever before. And if you look at the kinds of freelance gigs that are popping up, you start to see a really clear pattern. We're talking about stuff like writing, making videos, design work, even some simple automation consulting. These are all things that used to take a ton of time or very specific skills. AI is basically just lowering the barrier to entry for all of it.
So let's get practical. How would you offer, say, writing services? Well, the workflow is pretty straightforward. You'd get the topic from your client, then pop it into something like ChatGPT to get a solid first draft. Then you'd use another tool, maybe Quillbot, to paraphrase and make it totally unique. Run it through a final check with Grammarly, and boom, you've got client-ready content. It's like having your own personal content assembly line.
It's the same kind of logic for creating videos, too. You break this big, complex task down into simple steps, and you let a different AI tool handle each one. You'd use ChatGPT for the script, then plug that script into a tool like Pictory.ai to create the video itself. You can even get a pro-sounding voiceover with something like 11 Labs. Then you just add a few final touches in a program like Canva or CapCut. This whole assembly line process is what cuts the production time down like you wouldn't believe.
So the big question is, can this stuff actually get you to that $100 a day goal? Well, let's look at the numbers. A single AI article could fetch you anywhere from $10 to $50. An AI video, we're talking $30 to $100. You can see how just one or two of those gigs, or a few smaller design jobs, could easily get you to your daily target. The potential is definitely there.
All right, now let's switch gears and look at path number 2. Maybe that whole freelance, trading time for money thing isn't for you. That's totally fine. This alternative is all about building assets. This is for all of you who would rather build a system that makes money for you, more passively. So what in the world is an AI-powered asset? Think of it like this. It's a digital product or tool that you create once with AI's help, but you can sell it or make money from it over and over again. You're not doing active work for every single dollar you make. That's the key idea here, building something that scales. And what's really wild is that you don't even need to be a coder to pull this off. The strategy is to find a simple, common problem, like say an Excel to PDF converter. Then you can literally ask an AI like ChatGPT to write the code for you. You test it out, put it on a simple website, and just like that, you've got a working tool that people can start using. Okay, so you've built your cool little tool. Now, how do you make money from it? Well, the smart play here is to actually give the tool away for free in exchange for an email address. You start building a list, then you can promote really valuable affiliate programs to that audience. So, for example, your PDF tool could have a link that promotes Canva Pro,
If someone signs up, you get a commission.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because the commissions on some of these programs are huge. We're talking $20 for Grammarly, over $35 for Canva, $65 or more for Bluehost, and if you get into high-ticket stuff like HubSpot, a single sign-up could be worth up to $1,000. You really only need a few of those kinds of sales to hit that $100 a day goal.
All right, so you've picked your path. You're either going the services route or the assets route. Awesome. Now comes the million-dollar question. How do you find your first customers? Because it doesn't matter how amazing your service or your tool is if nobody even knows it exists.
The game plan here is pretty straightforward. You've got to go where your potential customers are already hanging out. That means optimizing your profiles on places like Fiverr and Upwork. It means jumping into relevant Facebook groups or Reddit forums. You build a slick portfolio with Canva, maybe offer a free sample to show people what you can do, post some before and afters. The key is to just get out there and show your value.
And this leads us to what might be the most important part of this whole thing. Look, making a bit of money here and there is one thing, but if you want to hit that $100 goal every single day, you need a system, a routine, something you can repeat day in and day out.
Because here's the truth. The tools are great, the strategy is great, but they're not enough. The real engine that makes this whole thing work is consistency. It's about showing up and doing the work every single day.
So, what does that daily action plan actually look like? It's pretty simple, really. Every day, you aim to create one or two things with AI, whether that's an article for a client or a graphic for your own project. You spend a solid 30 minutes doing outreach or trying to get traffic. And this is so important, you spend another 30 minutes just learning a new AI tool. You have to stay on top of this stuff. And guess what? You can manage this whole operation for free too. Use something like Notion or Trello to keep your tasks in order and just a basic Google Sheet to track your income. Seriously, watching that number go up every day is one of the best motivators you'll ever have.
When you boil it all down, it comes to this. This isn't some magic button or a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a blueprint, and the essential ingredients are on you. It takes your creativity to spot the opportunities, your persistence to actually stick to the plan, and that constant drive to keep getting better.
And that kind of leads us to a final, really exciting thought. Everything we've talked about today, it's all based on the AI we have right now. But you know how fast this stuff is moving? The potential for new services, new assets, new ideas is just exploding. So the real question isn't just about what you can do with today's AI. It's about this. As AI gets smarter, what completely new jobs and assets will you be able to create tomorrow?